All right, Kevin, thanks. Still ahead, a Muskegon County Commissioner speaking out against snowy sidewalks.
Yeah, why he says it's creating a bigger problem than, of course, just getting wet feet trudging through all that snow.
A Muskegon County Commissioner is calling on downtown businesses to do better when it comes to clearing snow from the sidewalks.
Yeah, he says those who depend on a wheelchair need accessible walkways to get around. Darren Cunningham in Muskegon earlier today to hear those concerns.
Bob Skolnick says he had a personal experience here at the Frauenthal Center this weekend that has him speaking up for people with mobility issues, starting with a post he wrote on social media.
So when I got home, I'm kind of mad about it, and I suppose I could have ignored it, but I didn't want to ignore it. I wanted to let people know that that needs to be better.
Bob Skolnick's referring to Saturday night when he took to Facebook, writing a post about the snow-covered sidewalk he and his wife Merle encountered outside the Frauenthal Center when they went to see a show. Merle depends on a wheelchair, and Skolnick says if it wasn't for a young man who stopped to help wheel her through the snow, they would have had even greater difficulty getting to the door.
There was some criticism about, now you see the problem because it's you. People who have been handicapped their whole lives, been in wheelchairs maybe forever, and they're dealing with this every day of the week.
Skolnick, who happens to be a county commissioner, says the experience is eye-opening and says he had to drive up on the curb to get Merle into the car after the show. And so he's calling attention to an issue that affects many in our community.
The problem goes deeper because the whole downtown is like that. It's not just the Frauenthal Theater, but the Frauenthal should really set an example, in my opinion, and just clean the curb cuts and the sidewalks. But the whole downtown needs some help. I don't know how that's going to be fixed, but there's got to be a way to do it.
City Manager Frank Peterson says he does not disagree with Skolnick's assessment. In fact, he says enforcement could be better. He says the ordinance, however, gives businesses time to remove snow and says it was snowing up until the performance that night. The Frauenthal Center released a statement saying in part, quote, Skolnick is a valuable voice as a patron. While this is the first time he has expressed accessibility concerns to us, we always appreciate feedback from community members about their experience at the Frauenthal Center and take the accessibility of our patrons very seriously. We are continually monitoring the sidewalks and entry points to the theater, but do acknowledge there is room for improvement. The Frauenthal also says they did shovel and salt this weekend, but that they could have done more. So they are adjusting their snow removal procedures moving forward. And they say that they will have additional handicapped accessible parking during events. In Muskegon, Darren Cunningham, Fox 17 News.
Here's